Ka anyị baa na isi afọlọ wee kwaba okpu. Na nke ikpeazụ a anyị nọgide Foba City Boy movement na ọ na-afịọ. And then judging by how you grew up, Onyeagba Nobe, we can say that you're a village boy somehow.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so
I grew up in the village.
Yeah, so it makes you a village boy.
Yes.
But I go so
now lives in the city.
yes. I be another City Boy movement. Ndị Igbo where onye ọbụla afọ dị ọ dịka na achịlị ata, I say on the city okay, although 2 days, and that movement has come on village boy, Guinea City Boy movement to start with. Let's start from there. Guinea City Boy movement. Go ahead.
Daalụ nne, ndị ba anyị kerekwa m unu. Ịma na onye agọtara agọta, ọ ga-agọtafe, and nkọwa na-adị mkpa. If na ma transmit go from English and Nsukka n'Igbo ka ndị ba anyị wee ghọta m ọfụma maka na.
N'ịbụ nwafọ.
Anyị dị n'Igbo dị n'oyibo.
Ịghọtago?
Anyị dị n'Igbo dị n'oyibo. City Boy movement bụkwa n'otu nkwado na-akwado President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Onye ọbụla na-azọ ọchịchị at whatever level a na-enwe ha na-akpọ support group nya ndị nkwado. Anụba m ndị nkwado from mgbe na-eme debate na secondary school, ndị nkwado supporters. Nigerian Football Federation nwere supporters club. Do you understand? So 2022 oge Bola Ahmed Tinubu na-achị ịzọ election. Onye ọbụla na-achị ịzọ, particularly election cover the whole country, a ga-enwe over 100 support groups. Enwelu Tinubu ambassadors, enwelu Tinubu support group, enwelu nka. So City Boy movement was one of the support groups at the time. Obido kwata obido 2022 leading to 2023 general elections. So City Boy ana akpọkwa n'afa. What it basically means is ọbụrụkwasị ịma people that we are City Boys. No, what it is City Boy. Onye a na-refer to the City Boy abụrụkwa us na-eme the campaign, not the president, because they call him a Lagos City Boy. If you talk about cities in Nigeria, Lagos is number one. So having grown up, went to school abroad, came back, worked in Nigeria, and eventually became governor of Lagos State, rose to the highest political stance in Lagos. Eventually they refer to him as a City Boy. So it is one of the support groups that was created in 2022 to support Mr. President. And now the patron of that movement, or the founder, you can call him the son of the president, Barrister Seyi Tinubu. Another election cycle is coming.
Noya's Healthy Living PAP is a strategic response to a critical problem, malnutrition. An innovative program kicked off on August 3rd, 2024, with free distributions across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. This purely organic supplement is designed to combat malnutrition among Anambra children. Due to its high demands, the distribution has been stepped down to community levels and made available to residents in all 326 primary healthcare centers in Anambra State, free of charge. Noya's Healthy Living PAP, beating malnutrition in Anambra State.
Just like City Boy movement can be likened to Obedient movement, for example. Obedient movement is not a political party. Do you understand? Obedient movements were people that believe in the philosophy of His Excellency Governor Peter Obi. Do you understand? So there are so many people that mgbe Jonathan na-achị, onwe ha na-akpọ transformation ambassadors or something. He created a support group for the president. Oge Obasanjo na-achị, you will always have onye ọbụla nọ na, even at governorship level. There's one before Governor Solo became governor that was called Yes. Youth earnestly asked for there is Soludo's apostle, there is Soludo this and all of that. There's quite a lot of so it's normal. If I was when I was running for House of Representatives in 2019, I had a backing by Vanguard. Do you understand? It was a support group that was created. I had about 3 or 4 different support groups that were created. So all of these things are basically to show support for Onyeno in power. Not literally that it means Onye Bina City, Onye Bina. No, that's not the way it is. So it's registered as City Boy movement. So what has happened now is that the president looked out and felt that he needed to expand his campaign. Remember, 2023 elections, we had a 3-horse race.
Yes.
3-horse race. For the first time in Nigeria political history, usually in elections, if I date back to 2019, you will find 2 people running for presidency.
Yes, 2.
In 2023, we had 3. One of those other, but you see that there are 2 clear candidates running. But in 2023, we had 3 clear leading, there was Atiku headed, leading from PDP. There was P2B leading from Labour Party. And there was also Bola Ahmed Tinubu leading from APC. So there were 3 basic candidates. So the nature of the election was such that whoever that emerged winner will not get majority because the other votes are split. So you can now say, okay, president had this 11 million votes or 8 million votes. When you see and 6 or you 5, it's a simple majority or difficult because of the nature of the elections. So he felt, okay, this time around, I think I need to do a lot more work in reaching out to the people, basically. And he reached out to, he reached out through, the patron, Barrister Sheyi Tinubu, and they reached out to Obi Kubana, Chief Obi Kubana.
Who reached out to the patron?
No, Sheyi Tinubu reached out to say that my father would want you to do this for us.
Okay.
And you see, if you understand Nigerian politics, you will agree with me that it is increasingly difficult for business people to stay away from politics. Let me explain to you. Because the biggest business in Nigeria is government. Let me repeat myself. It is increasingly difficult for business people to stay away from politics in Nigeria. If you look at the operating architecture of the country, the biggest business in Nigeria is government. Let me tell you what gave Dangote money. There was, when Obasanjo was president in 1999, he had a policy that was designed for him at that time that was called backward integration policy. What does that mean? In 1999, Nigeria were importing cement into the country. He said, any factory that you want to set up in this country, I can give you import duty waiver. Bring the equipment, we will give you support. You bring the equipment and set up that factory in Nigeria so that Nigeria can become independent in that business. So government can promote your business, government can destroy your business. One government policy can destroy your business. One government policy can also promote your business. Let me give you an example. There's something shea butter. Now there's a policy that this government has put in place that we can no longer export the seed, shea butter seeds, outside the country. That everything we have in the form of shea butter should be passed through a factory that was just opened in northern Nigeria so that we can add value to it and now export finished or semi-finished products. So it means to shea butter seed anywhere, you need to another factory and then Aban will give me the seed export. Because when you export raw materials, you don't make money out of it. We grew cocoa, we grow shea butter seed, we grow cashew nuts, we grow all this, we export them raw. But they get back to another country, it's the same thing with our crude oil. You get to take it to a country where they can now transform it from cocoa to chocolate. They now send it back to you because they've added a lot of value to it. This is what happened. So government is very important in every developing nation. So you cannot, as a businessman, want to feign ignorance and say, no, I'm not interested in politics or they can deliberately target you and make a policy that will throw you out of business. What would you do? But that's not the issue for me. The issue for me is that at every particular point in time, people will have their political choice to make. All right? You can want to stay out of it. It's your responsibility. It's your decision to make. But people will have a political posturing, and that people take that decision based on certain factors that are ahead of them. They will look at it and say, okay, who can win? Who cannot win? People don't take decisions based on ethnicity. Like big people don't take decisions based on whether you're my brother or you're no. They don't do that. There are too many factors that you have to consider to be able to take that decision. And they reached out to him and he called us because we are also part of his think tank to say, this is what we have on the table. What do we do? I said, listen, do not say no. My advice, don't say no. You know why? He said, why shouldn't I say no? No, rather what you do, why don't you sit down with them and tell them, what will you tell your people? For you to do this, what are you going to get? What are the people of the South is going to get from government? And I will read out to you what they demand. Tell commissioners to go to the street and ask people. If government were to come to you today to say, what do you want? Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Abia. What exactly do you want? Some people said we want a seaport. We want to be able to dredge River Niger so that we can have barges coming in and all of that. We want our roads done. We want this. So let us put together the demands of the people. Let us use this as a platform to engage government. Let's also even explain to our people again, because it's a feedback mechanism. What are you doing that our people, or what are you doing as a government? What are the policies you have in place that our people can benefit from? For example, if I say to you now, Smedan has given 1 million people loan. Do you know what Smedan is? Exactly. At your level, you will struggle to understand it, but if you get to the people, to the streets, you find out that you are even better in terms of understanding. There are too many things that governments have been doing with respect to policies. For example, there's NEL Fund. When you look at the kind of NEL Fund, basically means education fund that the president has created so that anybody that wants to go to school, a young girl that wants to go to school does not need to sleep with a man to go to school. A young boy that wants to go to school cannot say because he does not have money, he cannot go to school. These are policies of government. But if you look at the list of beneficiaries, the Southeast have benefited the least simply because they have not been properly informed. For example, a young boy, had gone to Smedan. Smedan is small and medium scale enterprises. Have gone to Smedan. Smedan help him only produce abacha. Abacha, all package gear now. So you go to abacha or their batch noodles. Government have supported him. So you go to abacha in 5 minutes. He make abacha. Do you understand? Only one crispy cassava stuff that he's doing. So they will help you to package it and all of it. So I said this will be a two-way mechanism. What is government doing that can benefit our people? Let us use this as an opportunity to do that. On the other hand, our people are saying, our people are also saying that we need this. So let it become an avenue for engagement. And ultimately, let it also become an avenue for inclusion. So we spent a lot of time arguing, should he accept or should he not accept? And at the end of the day, he saw reasons, because it's not about, I read things like, they've given them 30 billion. Some people say, no, it's no longer 30 billion, it's 7 billion. No 1 naira has come from anybody to anybody in this movement. We are doing this out of our conviction that we do not want a system or a situation where in the events, for example, that the president wins, we will not be hearing things like, how many votes did you people bring? You people didn't give it to us. Igbo people is one of the 3 biggest tribes we have in Nigeria. All right? So you cannot come in a political setting. You have the highest Igbo man in Nigeria is the 6th position we have in the country. So even South have also leapfrogged us because they play better politics. Sometimes you come to politics with the mind of expectation or expecting that certain things should be handed over to you. No. You have to work, even the Bible says you have to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. We need to be able to get into a meeting to say, no, we did 4,000 votes the last time. Now we did 100,000 votes. Therefore, we have done some work. In politics, it's all about numbers. And you have to fight a war to be able to share. To get a share from the spoils of war.
So Iwakeba is about political positions.
Yes.
People that gave Tinubu more votes in 2023, how are they better than us that did not give him more votes as at the moment? Is the fuel cheaper there? Is the cost of living cheaper there? How is people that gave Tinubu higher votes than Ndibo, how are they faring better than us? Go ahead.
Okay, like I said, one of the things that is important for us as City Boy movement is also to explain government policies for the people. Mm-hmm. No, the people that give Tinubu more vote are not better off than people that give Tinubu lesser vote.
Okay.
But here is the point. The people that give Tinubu more votes that have people in power can attract more federal projects to their constituencies. They can attract more federal attention to their people. For example, there is a Lagos-Calabar Federal Highway. Where is that a Lagos-Calabar Federal Highway starting? It's starting from Lagos to Calabar. Do you understand my point? I think I've made the point enough, because once you provide infrastructure, you create a lot of economic buzz and activity around a particular location.
Noya's Healthy Living PAP is a strategic response to a critical problem, malnutrition. An innovative program kicked off on August 3rd, 2024, with free distributions across the 21 local government areas of Anambra State. This purely organic supplement is designed to combat malnutrition among Anambra children. Due to its high demand, the distribution has been stepped down to community levels and made available to residents in all 326 primary healthcare centers in Anambra State, free of charge. Noyes Healthy Living Pap, beating malnutrition in Anambra State.